Welcome back to The Explainer. So glad you're joining us today because, well, we are wrapping up our deep dive into body language, and we are absolutely ending on a high note. We're decoding the silent language of the head tilt. Now, it's just this tiny, tiny physical movement, right? Just a slight shift in geometry. But man, it carries a massive amount of weight in how we communicate with each other. It is incredibly powerful, deeply subconscious, and honestly, it's almost completely impossible to fake. To really get a feel for this, I want you to picture something for a second. Ever noticed a dog tilt its head to the side when you're talking to it? You know that adorable, super inquisitive look? It looks exactly like they're trying to decode every single syllable you're saying. Well, here's the secret. Humans use this exact same motion. We just do it intuitively. And just like with our dogs, in human interaction, the head tilt is a powerful, universally recognized signal of genuine engagement. When you see someone do this, you are literally witnessing an authentic connection happening in real time.
Okay, let's dive right into this with Section 1, the magnetism of interest.
So, this magnetism is really the core of what a head tilt communicates. When someone shifts their head from perfectly straight up and down to slightly off to the side, it's basically a neon sign flashing that they are genuinely captivated by what you're saying. You've grabbed their focus, and their brain has essentially locked onto your words. It's the physical manifestation of being drawn in. And to grasp just how deeply ingrained this is, we can actually look back to Charles Darwin. He noticed over 100 years ago that both humans and animals tilt their heads to one side when something catches their attention. So this isn't just some polite habit we pick up in school, it's a primal biological reaction to sudden intense curiosity. It completely bridges the gap between us and the rest of the animal kingdom when expressing raw attention.
So, what does this actually mean for you in the real world? Well, think of the head tilt as the green light of active engagement. Imagine you're right in the middle of a high-stakes presentation, or maybe you're pitching a new client. You're scanning the room, kind of wondering if you're losing them. If you see people start to lean forward a bit and tilt their heads, you can absolutely take a breath of relief. That is a massive green light. It means your message is breaking through the noise. They're not just passively hearing your voice in the background, they are actively chewing on your ideas.
But that magnetism is really just the surface layer. Let's move on to Section 2, the ultimate trust signal.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating is the contrast between a neutral, upright head and a tilted head. Beyond just showing curiosity, there is a much, much deeper evolutionary reason for this specific move. When your head is perfectly upright, your posture is inherently guarded, right? You're protecting yourself. But when you tilt your head, you're deliberately exposing the side of your neck. Biologically speaking, your neck houses the carotid artery and the jugular vein. It is one of the absolute most vulnerable spots on the human body. Because of that physiology, exposing your neck is hardwired into us as an innate submission gesture. It is the ultimate act of physical vulnerability. And that brings us to this really profound subconscious message: I don't feel threatened by you, and I'm not a threat to you. When you bare your neck like that in a conversation, your body completely bypasses spoken language. Subconsciously, you're broadcasting total disarmament. And this is exactly why seeing a head tilt makes people feel more trusting of you almost instantly. It signals right to their primal brain that you are open, you're safe, and you're completely non-aggressive. You are quite literally letting your guard down.
All right, let's pivot from evolutionary biology to something a little more personal. Section 3, love and attraction. If exposing your vulnerability builds trust, well, it makes perfect sense that in the dating world, this same gesture translates directly into romance and affection. The head tilt is an absolute classic courtship signal. Women, especially, often use this subconsciously to show interest in someone they find deeply attractive. And honestly, it rarely happens all by itself. It's usually paired with a sideways glance, creating this highly flirtatious, really inviting dynamic. But the coolest part? That's the automatic limbic brain activation. When we're around someone we truly love, our emotional center, the limbic system, just takes over the controls. It completely overrides our conscious posture and forces this physical manifestation of comfort. We literally cannot help but soften up and tilt our heads when our hearts are engaged. So, knowing all the biology and psychology behind this, how do we actually use it? That brings us to Section 4, building empathy and rapport. This isn't just about people watching. It's about intentionally using this knowledge to become a warmer, far more charismatic communicator in your own life. If you want someone to feel that warmth, to know you are truly deeply listening, there is a simple mini playbook you can follow. Step 1, listen closely. I mean, you have to actually care. Step 2, intentionally tilt your head just slightly to the side, opening up that vulnerable space. And step 3, add in small, affirming nods while they speak. By applying these steps consciously, you project this immense warmth, and you make the other person feel completely heard, validated, and valued. And hey, if you want to take it to the master level, try combining that tilt with a slight lean in, or if the conversation is on the serious side, a concerned expression. Layering these cues together is basically empathy on steroids. It is the absolute fastest way to build undeniable rapport and show deep, genuine care in literally any situation, whether a friend is going through a tough time or a colleague is pitching a super stressful project. Which brings us full circle back to where we started. The next time you're deep in conversation, scan their body language. Ask yourself, are they giving you that listening dog look? Are they holding their heads super stiff and guarded? Or have you earned that slight, vulnerable angle? Because if their head is tilted, you can absolutely smile on the inside, knowing for sure that you've won their trust and their genuine interest. And with that, we officially wrap up our Explainer series on unmasking the hidden signals of human behavior. I really hope you've enjoyed learning how to read a room and communicate better by mastering these everyday cues. But before I let you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. What's one body language gesture you've always wondered about? Think on it, do a little people watching this week, and keep decoding the fascinating world of human interaction. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.